Girl, I can't believe it. This is the hottest restaurant in town. Girl, how did you manage to get a reservation up in here?
Well, let's just say your girl got some connections, okay?
Connections? Oh, bitch, like who? Girl, don't worry about it, okay? Hello, oh bonjour, bonsoir, mesdames, bienvenue à votre restaurant. How can I help you this evening? Well, yes, we actually have a reservation for two. The name is Esquire. Okay, let me see if you're in here. Boo, boo, boo.
Ooh.
Is there a problem? Well, how can I sort of explain this? We actually had to give away your reservation to another guest. Excuse me? Pardon? You had to give away my reservation to another guest? Any particular reason? Pourquoi? Well, we actually had a VIP coming in tonight and they personally requested for the table that you wanted, specifically. Okay. And who exactly was this, quote unquote, VIP? I'm sorry, but we cannot disclose that information at this time.
No. Wait a minute.
So, on top of the fact that you gave away my reservation that I had made 3 weeks in advance, mind you, now you need to tell me that you can't even tell me who it was that took my table and why? Well, je suis désolée. I'm so no. Don't give me that shit. Do not give me that shit. Okay? Well, if you would like to, make another reservation for tomorrow. No. That's fine. I don't need a reservation. It's perfectly fine. Girl, come on. Let's go. This restaurant tired anyways with your fake ass French accent and whack ass French language. What the fuck? Child, I never heard of anything like this happening, at least in my life yet. But I could only imagine this is the exact way how it would turn out. I mean, how could that happen? And who was the quote-unquote VIP? I don't know, but, that's for somebody else to figure out. That's not for me. But this whole concept of, putting someone else over someone else, yeah, it happens so often that oftentimes majority of us are just oblivious to it at this point. But, with all this hoopla about who had what, and y'all are over here, and we're over there, and y'all are not on my level, this, that, and the third, and y'all wish y'all could be like me, boo, 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 boo. Let's talk about this whole thing about, who's better and why, or in general, the concept of superiority. Now, superiority is defined as the quality or state of being superior or high quality and great degree. Let me repeat that for the bitches who did not hear. Superiority is defined as the quality or state of being superior or high quality and great degree, or more commonly being referred to as, being better than someone or something. Now, are we going to talk about white supremacy? No, we're not going to do that. Lord knows, it's I don't know, it's just a go-to that, it's been done to death. And also, it is not always about race. But since we've already brought it up, white supremacy is one of the oldest supremacy, quote unquote, claims there is, from thinking they can take other people's anything to thinking they don't have to do anything that everyone else does, or they don't have to, abide by the same system, rules, and regulations as everyone else, strictly on the basis of the fact that, I'm white and, I speak regular English and I was born in the USA and I have my freedom and my individual liberties and I can do whatever I please. And child, if you want more examples of that, you can go look up Karen on YouTube, or you can just go look up 2020 coronavirus mass outbursts by white people anywhere. Trust me, they got examples for years. And Lord knows hasn't even been 2 years since coronavirus broke out on the scene, and there's so many outbursts. Sure, but trust me, next section, we're getting into that. Trust me, we're gonna get into that. And now, but to get back on topic, sure, they may use the excuse of quote unquote medical / religious exemptions, which yeah, I don't know who y'all trying to fool with that. I really don't. And not to mention that y'all are really making it harder for those with actual medical and or religious exemptions, okay? But anyways, as I said before, it is not all about race. Believe it or not, it's not. At least not in this claims, okay? There are many superiority claims, okay? You have some that are based on how much money you have, or as I refer to, or as it's more so referably known as classism, which for more information about rich folk versus poor folk, you can go back to my earlier session 1, to the episode 6 entitled Uptown versus Downtown, where I talk about rich folks, poor folks, how they intertwine, how they're in common, and how they differ so often. But of course, later down the line, we will actually have another segment where we talk about money and how, currency exchange rates, what it means, how much it has, and the real value of a dollar everywhere you go. But that I don't know, the whole thing about, you thinking you're better than me because you have a little bit more dollars. I don't understand that one. And I just don't, I don't know where that comes from. I mean, the only thing you have more on me is options. That's about it. And then, of course, there are superiority, quote-unquote, claims that are based on, notoriety, fame, and alleged status, which, I don't know. I mean, for examples, you have some people be like, do you know who I am? I am this, that, and the third, okay? I should not have to wait for anything, okay? I have this, and that. Then they start listing their entire IMDb, Wikipedia, and nowadays social media filings and alleged accolades that a man had. I am not even gonna go too far or too deep into that. I really don't. Okay, just have several, okay? Have several seats, okay? One for your mind, body, soul, and ego, because I will not. But with all this interesting things about, who's better than who, I got this over you, this, that, and the third, I only have one question to ask. Where did this idea of someone being better than the next come from? Where does it come from? I mean, what is the true origin of it? I mean, you have some that may say it's ignorance, some may say it's an inflated ego and or self-worth, and others may just say that, it's just entitlement and superiority complexes. Excuse me. Well, let's see. I think I would say that it's probably, a toxic blend of all three. Now, you have some that may argue that, it's not that they think they're better than anyone. It's just that, it's just their confidence overflowing. That's just who they are. they really think they are the shit. They really think they are all that, as they used to say back in the day. They really think they popping. They really think they, they're that nigga, or they that bitch, or they that girl, or they that, they the man. Or they're just simply the best. But for me, the line between confidence and arrogance is very thin. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, yes, it's one thing to be confident, but it's another thing just so, just think that, oh, y'all don't got it like I do. It's just boom. I mean, fine, you could bask in your own blessings. You can revel in your confidence, but you don't have to take someone else down in the middle of it. You don't have to do that, okay? And with that said, let's not forget the whole pedestal complex. This idea when someone puts you on a certain place and or position, and then you start letting it go into your head, and then you begin to change and forget where you came from, and starts, or pretty much the whole thing about being rich and switch, even though there's nothing wrong with, riching and switching, but only in certain cases. If you tend to rich and switch because, you want to, surround yourself with people who actually get money rather than some other people who just, rob your little piggy bank and always asking for a handout and or loan and or a favor and or this or that. That's fine. But if you want to go ahead and try to rich and switch because honestly it's like, oh my God, I got all this money. I'm better than all y'all. Y'all ain't worth my time. Even though they had your back when you was pretty much nothing. You was pretty much still over here broke, homeless, living out of people's houses and tricking bitches and niggas just to have a house to live in. That's a problem. That is a problem. You need to get it together. No. Now, as far as how I feel about this whole superiority thing, yeah, let me first go ahead and say about this. There's nothing I hate more than the pedestal complex. There is nothing I hate more than that. I mean, and me, I'm more of a person, I like to stay, under the ground. I'm like a seed underground with no water. Oh, okay, with no wind. Let me go ahead and restart that from the top, okay? As far as the pedestal complex is concerned, there's nothing I hate more than that, okay? Me, I could never, and I will never be better than anybody, okay? I will always refer to myself as a seed underground without any wind, just sun and water. The rain and the sunlight, child. Just nothing like God's natural love than the rain and the sunshine. No wind, nothing to blow me up. God, no. Now, is that me selling myself short? No. Okay, that's my weird form of modesty, okay? I believe it's better to be humble and leveled than pretentious and flagrant, okay? Much like the American dollar. God, okay? But, to end this and pretty much just to sum everything up, it is better to be humble and leveled than to be pretentious and inflated. Alright? And besides, why hype yourself up? Why do all that? Let other motherfuckers do that shit for you. And then, of course, deny it and just say, oh, girl, nah, please. That's not me. That's someone else, you don't have to take credit for it. You can every once in a while, but you don't have to take it all the time. Man, you just feel like, just over boasting. Just a little bit. Not too much, not too little. Just right, But I think for this one, what Biden's mother told him growing up, it really says it best. No one is better than you, but you are better than nobody. I love it. But in the same breath, don't dim your lights to help someone else shine, okay? Remember, they have to shine on their own. You're not going to be over trying to get to my power sources because you don't have enough generating on your own. No, okay? But you don't have to shine all that, okay? You don't have to shine too much to where you're blinding people. But you need to shine a little bit more so you can actually be considered. Not too much, not too little. Just right. Or in the middle. Whichever one works for you. But remember anything. Or please, if you don't remember anything, remember this. Superiority is not something you have to succumb to. It's not something you have to take on. And to be quite frank, it is not something you are entitled to. Never have been, never will be. It is something either you can take for a moment, or you can reject it entirely and stay in the middle. There's nothing wrong with that. But in the end, do what works for you. And of course, remember, it is always better to be a precious seed underground, growing little by little, than being an old withered tree that still thinks they are in their prime.